Welcome to my Camping Carnivore channel, and today's ride is around Cospudener and Zwenkauer Lake. The weather is clear at 3 degrees Celsius and the wind at 6 to 7 meters per second. I'm now approaching the northern side of Cospudener Lake, which has a surface area of 4.3 square kilometers. The circumference of the lake is 10.5 kilometers and a maximum depth of 54 meters. This episode has a mix of many things, and in future videos I will discuss specific parts of my cycling experience like fitness, nutrition, equipment, camping, etc. in much more detail. Due to today's cold weather, it is appropriate to briefly touch on cold adaptation. A more comprehensive video about it will be posted shortly. For now I continue in a clockwise direction around Cospudener, locally referred to as Cosi, and then around Lake Zwenkau.
And this is a harbor area at Cospudener See. It's quite a few private yachts and some charter boats where you can go on day activity, day tours. There's some ducks on the water, quite a few, feeding at the moment. They're diving and coming up again. And as you can see, it's winter. The snow melted yesterday, but the trees are quite dry. I mean, there's no leaves on the trees. The grass is still green, mostly. So, yeah, it's quite pleasant. The single tracks are not too muddy. Some sections are quite bad, but they're very rideable at the moment. So it's going to be a good day.
Don't want to ride on the pavement, on the tar road all the time. Some other riders use this road, this path before today. There's some tracks. So you're never the first. There's always somebody else having a better idea before you. Or the same idea. I don't know what his idea was. But the same route. Trying to avoid the puddles a little bit. Less bike washing afterwards. By the weekend these puddles will all be frozen, and they will take another ride here. But that will be with a camping bike and spiky tires. That gives you a lot of grip and a lot of confidence. About the 6% gradient back onto the tar road. Nice to do a bit of climbing. Just a few meters of elevation gain, but nevertheless. Then we're going to take a turn right and go down to the shelters.
And these are the 4 shelters with the forest in the background. There's the one that I'm currently or often use. This is an eco toilet. It's a waterless system, and it's fantastic to have something like this on this side. As there are quite a few people who make use of the fireplace and the 4 shelters. This is a braai area or fireplace, and it's actually very nice. It's right next to the lake.
This is a northeastern shoreline of Lake Zwenkauer with the village of Zwenkauer in the top left-hand corner barely visible. And this is my gravel touring bike for today's ride. Being cold or feeling cold also promotes a little bit of cold adaptation, in other words your fitness adaptation, which is accelerated when the body is exposed to colder temperatures. That's what they did in the Ice Age. When it gets winter and it gets cold, the human body has to adapt to that, ramp up the metabolic system, and also ramp up the total efficiency of the body, the muscles, everything else, so that you have sufficient energy to gather your food and to survive under those conditions. So the cold adaptation is quite an important part actually of training. Hence the ice bath after training, which have their own merit. But during a ride or during training, being exposed to cold is a golden opportunity. Lust auf Segeln. You want to go sailing. This is Zwenkauer Harbor area. The view of the marina. Those boats are for charter, which is quite popular here. And this is a part of the lake that freezes up first before the rest of the lake, because it is quite sheltered, and so it freezes quite soon. This is the northern part of Lake Zwenkauer, heading back to Kosi and then home. There are various routes around both lakes, giving you the opportunity to ride mostly paved or mostly gravel routes. Use caution on the shorter linking gravel sections when riding a road bike with thin tires. These sections are quite rough on the tires. See you in the next video. Let's slip in and happy cycling. Ciao.